to ride the G line in Denver. I'm going to be going from Union Station to Ridge Ward Station. Before I hop on the train, I'm going to talk about how to get to the train here. So if you're coming from the E and W lines, you would just walk directly that way. The station's over there, and then you would walk this way to get to the G line here. If you're riding any of the bus lines here, such as the FF1 from Boulder, you would come out of the Wewata Pavilion right there. It's the middle escalator in that station, if that helps at all. And if you're coming from any of the lines, I believe it'd be the line that comes from Mineral, which is D, or the line that comes from Florida, which is the H. You would take the mall ride. I don't know if it's east or westbound, but you would take it on 15th Street right now as it's redirected. As it usually would run on 16th Street, but it's being redirected. And you take it to where it says connections to the G line. I'm gonna board soon. And this is here. The frequency is 30 minutes. So you can catch a train on this line every 30 minutes. And then I'll hop on. And the A line comes right over there. You could either take a pedestrian bridge, which is located over that way, or you can cross under the bus terminal right there and then take the first escalator up.
RTD, commuter rail. This is the G line to Ridge Ward Station.
we depart. Some views of downtown here.
Next stop, 31st and Fox Station.
Stopping here is not normal. On my left. There was just a game there, as you can tell. This is not usually all filled up either. We're no longer in downtown. We're in Globeville right now.
And Fox Station. Connections can be made to other lines at the station. Please be sure you have all of your personal belongings.
There's an old train right there. And Fox, the B.
Welcome aboard RTD Commuter Rail. This is the G line to Wheat Ridge Ward Station.
The B and the G lines serve the station. The B line comes times every hour. And usually 8 minutes after the G line.
Next stop, Pecos Junction Station. So if you want to hear track noises, just sit near the back, or wherever, in the middle of the train, I mean. These trains usually have 2 cars. Specifically G track. So the B line and the G line split after Pecos Junction. So all the stations that we're going to be stopping at after Pecos Junction are only G stops. RTD, commuter rail. This is the G line to Wheat Ridge Ward Station.
This actually might be Pecos Junction. Yeah, so the B does serve this. I was wrong. But the next stop and the stop after next stops will only be served by the G line.
Socks and gloves are purple, so that you in your seats, just like they do here.
G line split. And remember, the B line only comes every hour, and the only station that the B line serves is Westminster.
Next stop, clear Prince
B line may be going that way. The B line is extremely short, that's why the frequency is only an hour, every hour.
Clear Creek Federal Station. Please do not lock the doors and kindly move to the center of the train to make room for boarding passengers. Welcome aboard RTD commuter rail. This is the G line to Wheat Ridge Ward Station.
So the current stations we're at only have 30-minute frequency. The two that we were at before, Pecos and 41st and Fox, have 30-minute and 22 and 8-minute frequency. It just depends what time of the day it is.
And Sherian, Arvada Strike Station. And Sherian, Arvada Strike Station. Please do not lock the doors and kindly move to the center of the train to make room for boarding passengers. aboard RTD, commuter rail. This is the G line to Wheat Ridge Ward Station.
The next stop is probably the coolest stop on the line in terms of urban planning. I will demonstrate why. Arvada Old Town Station is the most walkable station on the system. It is honestly the reason why I would recommend any tourist to ride the G line. I'll demonstrate in a moment. Also, by the way, we are not in Denver city limits anymore. So on my left, we'll be able to see soon. East and westbound trains board on the same platform at this station. I may make a separate video of just riding the G line to Arvada Old Town.
This is the Old Town Arvada station.
And walk around there.
Remember, you must have a valid ticket, transfer or pass.
And paddles. Overpass. I do think that the station should have platforms on both sides. I think that's the reason why the frequency is only 30 minutes along this line, because of this station. It wouldn't be too hard to construct either. They just need a platform on both sides. And here we are.
Welcome aboard RTD, commuter rail. This is the G line to Wheat Ridge Ward Station.
Yeah. I think there's one more. Maybe one in the end. I think there's two more.
less crowded now. This is your handicap area. That's where you put your luggage. Demonstrate here. What you do is just pull this out here and just attach your luggage to it. This is the bike area. What you do with your bike is you would pull it up sideways and just put it up here, and that goes down. Again, here's the map, and we're currently here. That seat goes down. And there's also that display. And there's luggage racks on top. If I were to rate the safety of RTD, I'd say it's a pretty safe system. If I had a family, I would take them on this. Maybe not at night though, but besides nighttime, it's a pretty safe train system. One of the safest I've ever ridden, to be honest. The only problem is just some of the stations don't have the best urban planning, too large parking lots and not enough development by the train stations. But it's still not to the level of DART, which is Dallas's train system, which I've also ridden, where you have like next to no development by train stations. There's more here, but Denver still has a long way to go till I could say it's equal to the level of Chicago or New York in terms of public transportation. But it does have the infrastructure and the system. Just the stations need more urban development, and Denver would become
This is the Arvada
like Chicago
station.
or better. I will make another video regarding that in the future. And also something cool is you can start to see the mountains right there. Also, fun fact, there is a Jack in the Box right down the road there, which is like, we didn't have them back in Florida. Okay, my camera just went out for a moment.
Welcome aboard RTD Commuter Rail. This is the G line to Wheat Ridge Ward Station.
The station has an elevator. I actually was here just a couple days ago, and it's probably one of the cleanest on the RTD system. We're gonna move back to that box. Or not. I thought the people over there left, but they did not. So we'll be here for the rest of our ride.
Next stop, Wheat Ridge Ward Station.
Again, there is your advertising thing. You see some cool stuff there. I'm interested in why so many people are riding the train to the end of the line. Maybe there's a very large parking garage. This is the only station along this line I have not seen yet. I've seen all the others, at least from on the train, and I've been to the last two stations. Get some in and out. No, not not In and Out.
Wheat Ridge,
Jack in the
Road
Box.
Station, our final destination. All passengers, please exit the train and make sure you have all of your personal belongings. Thank you for riding RTD Commuter Rail.
Alright, and here we are at the end of the line. If the train doesn't need to leave or anything, I'll try to give a more in-depth look into the train. I don't know what the trains do at the end of the line. Quite annoying how slow we're going. We must be... Oh yeah, I see the station up here. And here we are. Interesting how there's a... So I'll have to wait 22 minutes to go back. It's interesting how there's two sides to this station, considering that this only goes one direction. And I'll give a brief tour. The station here. Show you what your average RTD station looks like. Must have constructed the station with the intentions of extending it, because I'm not sure why there would be two platforms. I'm not sure if this train's going to leave. Let's find out. It's probably gonna leave us here. There it goes, though. Can watch it leave at least this way. And at RTD stations, there is artwork. So we have something about the gold rush here. As you travel RTD's gene line, consider our collective understanding of science and history, faith, technology, and myth can be linked to the power of gold. Gold may very well be the reason why you're standing here in this spot. What began as a fool's errand in search of gold nuggets became a dream fulfilled in a fresh start in a new land, rich with infinite possibilities. Rare, coveted, and utterly malleable gold has played a starring role in influencing everything from the formation of the solar system to settling of the West. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow because there is no end. Interesting. There's some other artwork. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to show you again. You get displays at every RTD station of when the train will come. There is some, again, this is what I'm talking about. There is urban development at these on RTD. For example, just look at this apartment building right there. I mean, you could live there and it's just a 5-minute walk to the train station. Again, that's like the plus side. The negative side is just look at how much parking there is. I'm gonna show that as well. It's gonna be like a tour. And also just some personal opinions. Again, I'm gonna touch on this later in another video about RTD, but right now I'm just gonna tour the station. Also, this seems like a relatively safe station to take my camera around. So there is a bus that comes here, the 125 and the 38. I'm not sure about the frequency of it though. So actually we can find out here. So another cool thing about RTD is you can just find out the frequency at most of the bus stops as well. So we're right here. 44 goes east it goes actually back to Union Station. It just takes a road, but it kind of follows the route of the G line. And the 38 route also goes east towards Union Station as well. I actually could be another way I could head back is actually take either one of those bus lines, but I'm sure it takes a lot longer. Let's see if there's any other bus routes. There's a lot of bus station. Again, there's like lots of room for expansion and more bus routes. But like at most of these RTD stations, there are no there's not many bus lines that actually serve these stations. And again, like lots of parking. And usually the parking areas are not like this filled up. It's only like this right now just because there's a baseball game, and like even the amount of people you saw today, that's not normal for RTD. I mean, it gets busy. 5 o'clock, usually trains are completely filled up. But besides that, like at 9 o'clock, 1 o'clock, there's not really, they're not too crowded. The frequency stays the same too, despite that so many people ride the trains during rush hour. So this is just for handicap. Again, we're gonna walk this way. Again, I'll show what I was talking about earlier. Again, I didn't want to talk too loud. But yeah, these two stations here, you have the B and the G line serving them. So you actually get this weird phenomenon where if you're going to either Pecos Junction, 41st, or Union Station, you get a frequency where there's 30 minutes. Then I believe there's a 22 minutes and 8 minutes. The trains come during every hour. So you might have to wait a maximum of 30 minutes if the B line just went. I don't really understand it completely, but yeah. Again, the train split here. And I'm sure the frequency would be even better if this B line, there was plans to extend it, but it was not extended. So this line has the worst frequency out of all the commuter rail lines. This comes every 30 minutes. This also is 30 minutes, obviously. And the A line has the best. That's every 15 minutes, and that's just because it goes to the airport. And these are all the commuter rail lines. Besides this is a bus line. And this down here, these are all the light rail lines. So the EW, D, ER, I'm going to touch, and L, I'm going to touch on all this in a completely different video when I do film the light rail lines eventually. I'm going to walk this way just because there's people over there. Gonna like touch on the fare machines, and I just might be done filming after that. So right now there's free fares, but usually I would demonstrate how to show these machines if there were fares. There's actually something really funny you can do. But yeah, those are the machines. And demonstrate that as well. If you these are the tap on pay. I don't really know how these work, but I know if you just press this,
Free.
it just says free. Anyways, let's go. Also, to get on the trains, you actually have to cross the tracks, which is kind of a downside. Just because, like, what if the train's coming and you're trying to get on it and it blocks your way for getting on it? That only happens at some stations. Anyway, though, that's gonna be it.